and good evening. Current events and stories trending are more or less setting the agenda for the oil and gas journey of 2019, and it's very promising. But one earlier journey of 2016-2017 hydrocarbon prospectivity had come good with results from the Gongola Basin, while lack of infrastructure, legal and regulatory impediments, and transparency issues are the bottlenecks standing in the way of converting challenges to opportunities for continental economic growth and competitiveness. What will make this possible is collaboration among African countries. While that goes to the Nigerian International Petroleum Summit, the Food for Thought going to the Gas Exporting Countries Forum is data exchange for global competitiveness plus global hydrocarbon development. An ingenious contribution to this cause is acknowledged, and one grand idea to fix the power challenge. These are the stories we're tracking. Thanks for joining us. I'm Akin Agbijule. This is Oil and Gas Forum.
And let me conclude by thanking the management of the NNPC under Dr. Barrow. I just read where you said that the NNPC had concluded arrangements to establish some medical centers in the country. Here you have my total support, and I thank you for this initiative.
No panic to buy fuel for black market. NNPC go bring fuel for all motorists.
NNPC say them get fuel jabrata for ground. Saboteur. All of una wey dey tiff with fuel, and petroleum station wey dey hot smuggle and divert our fuel go neighboring country. Plus people wey dey build small tank and sell fuel pass our government price of 145 naira per litre. Stop am o. Because why? Na big offense now. Na jail straight away. NNPC say our government no increase fuel price, na still 145 naira per litre. So therefore, no buy black market, no do panic buying. Enough fuel dey wey go round. Nigerians, if you see any petrol station where they sell fuel pass our government price of 145 naira per litre, kia report to the nearest security agency when near you or the Department of Petroleum Resources. Na Ndu Ohamado, Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, NNPC, signed this message.
NNPC's compliance to the presidential directive to seek by way of frontier business exploration is leading to prospective success. There is great merit in numbers, and NNPC is advocating for galvanization of strength across national and continental levels among oil-producing countries. Dr. Mekanti Barrow's effort acknowledged for efforts in growing the nation's hydrocarbon value chain. Integrated energy mix advocated as panacea to power challenge. All the details are in the details. These are just the highlights.
Renewed search for commercial hydrocarbon deposits in Nigeria's frontier explorations basin moved from the drawing board to the oil fields on Saturday, with the official flag off of drilling activities in Kolmani River 2 oil well in the Gongola Basin of Benue Trough by President Muhammadu Buhari.
To the glory of God, I hereby spread in the Kolmani River 2 well. My God.
The event, which is known in oil industry parlance as spudding, is coming as the second attempt at actual oil drilling in the basin following an earlier undertaking by some international oil companies in the early 1990s, which was abandoned midway. However, in line with presidential directives on increased exploration in the frontier basins, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) acquired advanced data and technology to drill deeper for more discovery, thus adding fresh gusto to the quest for oil find in the frontier basin. Speaking at the event, President Muhammadu Buhari commended the corporation for rallying men and machines to reinvigorate exploration operations in the basin, noting that Nigeria needed to secure her energy sources, which he said should not be from only developed oil basins. The president further highlighted that the frontier basin exploration efforts which culminated in the spudding of the Kolmani River 2 well, would guarantee a new Nigeria with balanced resources distribution, strong economic base, and industrialization.
I congratulate the NNPC and all relevant stakeholders for what has been achieved thus far, and I pledge my full commitment to this important national imperative on our journey to building a prosperous, strong, and stable Nigeria.
President Buhari stated that a key aspect of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, is ensuring national energy sufficiency, which is unattainable with hydrocarbon resources from conventional basins, adding that the exploration on frontier basins is a national imperative and a core policy thrust that must be sustained.
Our next level is to ensure that exploration efforts in all our frontier basins, namely Chad Basin, Gongola Basin, Anambra Basin, Sokoto Basin, Dahomey Basin, Bida Basin, and Benue Trough, are intensified to usher in prospects.
In his presentation, NNPC's Group Managing Director, Dr. Mekanti Baru, stated that apart from the presidential directive on inland exploration, the drive to return to the basin was further propelled by the fact that neighboring countries were making hydrocarbon discoveries from their own end of the basin. Baru indicated that while the IOCs who previously explored the basin through Kolmani River 1 well drilled down to less than 9,000 feet, the corporation would go as deep as 14,500 feet in the Kolmani River 2 well.
Mr. President, that NNPC will leave no stone unturned in executing your directive, will sustain the intensity of the ongoing oil and gas exploration in the inland basins of our great nation, Nigeria, and God willing, we shall celebrate even greater successes in no distant future.
The NNPC GMD called for patience and understanding on the part of stakeholders, saying that all search was a painstaking and often slow process. Dr. Baru said the corporation had learnt a great deal from previous operations in the Niger Delta, revealing that NNPC was conscious of the environment and was working relentlessly with host communities ahead of its planned operations in the inland basins. Meanwhile, Dr. Baru last week before the presidential flag-off of the sport-in of Kolmani River 2 well carried out an intensive inspection of the preparation for the event. Dr. Baru, who was visibly impressed with the progress recorded, has this to say.
I'm quite impressed with the level of preparedness, but more with the timeliness with which the rig drilling contractor has been able to mobilize, and the site preparation by FES had also been quite remarkable. Seen for myself that all that needs to be on the ground is on the ground, and we're ready to spot this well.
The Group General Manager, Frontier Exploration Services, Engineer Abdullahi Bomai, gives an update on the progress of the exploration of the Kolmani River 2 well.
So we are quite confident that we have done the right thing here. This particular well will test both the discovered gas at the gas sand and at the same time go to the lacustrine shells. We are looking beyond this well right now.
So you are here. River 3 is going to go to B.
Yes,
compartment.
B, yes.
And then the other one is southeast is on D.
Yesterday's flag-off of the spot-in of Kolmani River 2 well is a critical event as it marks a key point in NNPC's efforts to meeting its target of increasing the national oil reserves to 40 billion barrels and oil production to 3 million barrels per day.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has proposed collaboration among African countries in the area of oil and gas infrastructure development in order to remain competitive on the global stage. Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Mekanti Baru, made the call at the second edition of the Nigeria International Petroleum Summit (NIPS) in Abuja. In a goodwill message at the summit, the NNPC helmsman said cross-national collaboration among oil producing countries in Africa was essential to convert the challenges in the oil and gas sectors of individual countries to opportunities for economic growth. He listed other areas of possible collaboration to include legal and regulatory framework, noting that synergy in these areas could enhance the abundant opportunities inherent in the new oil and gas discoveries across many countries in Africa.
If we collaborate, especially in the area of infrastructure, and also align our respective regulatory framework, I see opportunity out there to be harnessed, and the resources in the regions will be there for grab.
Citing the proposed Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline as an example of the type of infrastructure collaboration needed, Dr. Barrow disclosed that the project would traverse at least 15 West African countries with intake and offtake points in the various countries before it links with the existing Maghreb-Europe gas pipeline in northern Morocco.
The feasibility study has been concluded, and the pre-FID, the pre-FEED optimization study is currently ongoing. While this pipeline will help in electrification and industrialization of these countries, it will also meet the needs of European consumers for heating and other uses.
On his part, the Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Ibeka Chiku, who also represented President Muhammadu Buhari, said the time has come for players in the oil and gas industry to think Africa, think collaboration, and think the future.
Unless we begin to look more to the continent, unless we begin to look more to financing that we can find locally, unless we begin to look for African financial entities to help us develop the key infrastructure that we need in this sector, we would have lost a huge opportunity. And then technology, of course, is attacking us at a very fast pace.
The theme for this year's summit is Shaping the Future Through Efficiency and Innovation, with a sub-theme for the first day as Africa on the